Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Shenanigans with Friends. Golly! Hey y'all! Welcome to another episode of Shenanigans with Friends. I am your host, Chris. If you are a new person here, I'm really sorry for fudging that up. I'm glad that you're here though, and I hope that you'll stay. I do better than this. To everybody that's a returning listener, guys, thanks. It's always amazing to be here with you. So I don't really have any news. I went to my first WNBA game. I'll probably talk about that a little bit more on 420 in Vegas. So make sure you guys are subscribed to that. Because we have this part of the show where we now I'm not gonna say Zay forces us to share each other's week, but we be having to share each other's week. So I just feel like I don't want to say it too many times on too many platforms. But I'm having a good week. I'll say that. Let me see what else. That's it really. I'm gonna start posting more on TikTok. So I guess you guys can follow me there. It's that bitch Chris, but it's like BIH, so THTBIHKHRISSS. I'll put it in the show notes. I guess I'll start doing that shit. It's just social media is just so demanding and it wants so much from us. And Tamara does it so flawlessly. It's insane. Shout out to you, girl. But and I know it's not flawless because I know that you'll record videos and shit like that, and you'll record them so many times. I get it. I know it's not flawless, but bitch, you make it look amazing, and I aspire to be you one day. Anyway, okay, guys, let's get into it. Episode 148. I'm happy to be here. Okay, so let's go. Let's start with some sad news since I brought up one podcaster. Shout out to Tamara. I'm gonna bring up another one. Spence, my bro, right? From Views from the Seven. I'm sure that everybody who listens to this show obviously knows what that show is because they're way bigger than me. But I saw something on Instagram and I had to message him or tag him in it and be like, yo, RIP to your boy. So guys, the Choco Taco has been discontinued. And I don't know if you guys care, but I know for a fact, just from, him mentioning it before, that Spence's favorite ice cream truck ice cream obviously is a Choco Taco. It's out of there. I'm sure people will still have them in their freezers and they have to get rid of them. But they're not making any more of them. They just basically here's the thing though. Did y'all know that fucking Klondike, the Klondike bar people, they're the ones who make Choco Taco? Didn't even fucking know that. Okay. So wow. Okay. Anyway, they just said that over the past 2 years, they've just really seen a higher demand of other stuff. And I'm guessing it's the Klondike bars. I think there was a week or maybe less than that on some social media platform where Klondike bars just kind of just started popping up everywhere, and it was people hadn't heard of them, and then there was a whole thing with push pops. I don't know, but so I guess that they feel like they are getting a higher demand of other thing, what do you call these, ice cream novelties, than the Choco Taco. So unfortunately, the Choco Taco is under the Choco Chopping Block. There is an interesting thing because when things get discontinued and shit, there's always somebody that's ooh, I'll take it, or I'll buy it, or let me buy the likeness, blah blah blah. It's really funny because we know the person that has mentioned that he wants to buy the rights. And it said, quotes, because it's a good quote, "I'd like to buy the rights to your Choco Taco and keep it from melting away from future generations' childhoods." Listen, it's the words for me. I'm a word person, right? Okay. But it was actually, that was said by Reddit co-founder Alexis. You guys might know him as Ms. Serena Williams' husband and baby daddy. But he is definitely trying to keep Choco Taco. I bet does this nigga have a mini freezer of fucking Choco Tacos in their house somewhere? Because the way that he's going so hard to keep Choco Taco alive is giving me the vibes that he might, or that he will, because somebody's gonna be here, take all these Choco Tacos, we can't sell these motherfuckers. But Choco Taco, let me see. I should have thought more into this. Like, how would I rate this on a scale of 1 to 10? Choco Taco is not a bad treat. I'm gonna tell you why, right? So here's the fun thing about Choco Tacos. It's like it looked like a fucking taco, right? But it's very similar to like a chocolate dipped ice cream cone, right? Because you have your sugar cone or your sugar, what is that called? Yeah, like your sugar cone, and then the fucking ice cream on top, and then they put like the caramel or whatever the fuck they do. They put it all on top, right? With the Choco Taco, which I think is why a lot of people like it, is because it's giving you that same like classic ice cream cone vibe, but it's in every bite. So you're getting that chocolate and those like peanuts and the caramel or whatever the fuck in every bite of a Choco Taco. Whereas on a cone, you would just be eating that off the top, and then you got all this plain ass, white ass ice cream underneath, right? So I see the appeal. Here's my thing. I don't like the texture of the cone. With it being like having like ice cream in the middle. Like it gets too like palatable for me. I want my motherfuckers to like have like a nice sugar cone like crunch. That's what I like about the sugar cone. So I don't really love Choco Tacos. Obviously, if you follow me on Twitter, if you know the podcast Happy Hour Girls, you obviously know what I'm going for before Choco Taco. A lot of things. But definitely strawberry shortcake was definitely like my jam on the ice cream truck. But mostly it was any character ice cream with those bubble fucking gum eyes. And I couldn't even go back and like tell you what the fuck the flavor is of the fucking ice cream portion. Like I don't know. I don't even know what flavor. And then fun facts, because I work at the ballpark sometimes, I went to the ballpark and they had some. So they always have like some kind of like, they have like an electrolyte pop for us just because we work outside. And then they'll sometimes have like little fun stuff. Sometimes we have like push pops, stuff like that, like real like random and fun. So the last time I was there, I don't know, a couple times, I don't know, whenever. One day I went, right? And I went in the freezer and they had the fucking SpongeBob ice cream bubble gum fucking eyeballs like in the freezer. So obviously I had to have one. Obviously it didn't look like SpongeBob. I feel like I sent a picture to the girls. But so I had that and I read on the paper, maybe it was like fuck, and now I don't remember. But it was like supposed to be a flavor, right? So I was like open, I was like, that's interesting because I never really knew what flavor that shit tasted like. Okay, boom, bam, pow. And I'm eating it, and motherfucker, I still don't know. Like, I still don't know. What the fuck? So I'm asking you, and I may put it in the Spotify Q&A, but, and I don't know if you guys noticed that. Sometimes I put polls and questions in the podcast. Like, so if you listen to this podcast on Spotify, if you scroll down a little bit past the description, it's like there's a question there, or a multiple choice question. It might be like a blank response like question or a poll. So if you guys see that, answer those because those are fun. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying now. But yeah. Oh, I don't know what the fuck it tastes like. So if you know what the fuck that shit tastes like, tell me because I don't know. And the gum is always like ridiculously good for like the first like 3 to 5 chews, and then after that is basically you got to get rid of it. It's like putty. But yeah, man. So yeah. So RIP to the Choco Taco. Spence, I'm really sorry about it. I hope that you can find a box at your local store and just love on it and shit or whatever the fuck. I can't get over the fact that I don't it misses the crunch. That's what's killing it for me, y'all. Even if like this, like it's supposed to replicate a crunchy taco and it doesn't replicate a crunchy taco to me. Like it's not like it's like I can't anyway. I'm coming to the conclusion that you guys just gotta start like listening and watching this because the people who just saw me make those two noises, I feel like understood better than the people that are gonna be listening to that. Okay, but anyway, all right, let's move on. Speaking of tacos, there is a video going around, guys, about it was a restaurant encounter. So girls are at Taco Bell. And see, here's the bad fucking thing about surveillance cameras, right? Is that you usually can't ever fucking hear what anybody's saying, right? So we can't hear what's going on. But there's two girls at the counter, right? And so the one girl is saying something, and whatever she's saying, I don't see that the girl at the register is like backing up or like putting her hands up in defense or anything like that. She's just nodding her head like, yes. You know how like when if you work in customer service, you've had a moment where you had to go to somebody, right? Like you've had that. You've had to like nod your head, yes, and I understand. Yes, I understand. My apologies. Yep, you're absolutely right. I understand. Like we've all had those stupid ass fucking moments, right? And that's fine. And so that was what I was getting. Like I didn't feel like the girl at the cash register was in danger. I don't really think that I was getting that she was that what the next thing that happened was warranted, I guess is what I'm saying. So you see this and you see the girl, the cashier is just nodding her head like, yes, I understand. Like that I don't care. Like I said, customer service, you know what the fuck that head nod is, right? Okay, cool. So then all of a sudden you see, and they've got different cameras, so this is like kind of cut. I also have to just put a disclaimer on this, that the only copies of the video we've seen so far are the ones being released by the girls' attorneys. So you can take that information as you will. That could mean that maybe these are edited into their favor. It also could mean that nothing, right? It could also mean nothing. That's basically what I'm saying. But okay, I had to put that out there because I don't feel right as a person who knows and understands journalism. I don't feel right if I don't tell you that. So cool. Boom, bam, pow. Okay, so then the next part of the video you see is a lady in the back. And I don't want to lie, guys. Maybe her shirt was a different color, because another thing about surveillance cameras is usually they're in black and white, right? Okay, boom, whatever. So I didn't see it today, but I feel like maybe the other girl that I'm about to explain what she's doing had another colored shirt on. So that might indicate that she was a manager. That's what the lawsuit and shit is being filed, saying that it was the manager. So she's in the back and you can see she's like at a sink and she's got like a pitcher and she's filling it up with water. Now, what is the number one way to know that a fucking water or something or anything is hot when you're visually looking at it? What's the obvious indicator? The fucking smoke, right? Like the steam coming off of the fucking whatever the fuck it is, right? So she's filling this up and it is very hot. It is steaming. And then the next scene that you see is back up at the front, because again, we're cutting between two cameras footage. And then you see the manager come back up to the front, and then she tosses the, like, you know how you toss water out of a pitcher that doesn't have a top, like just fucking like you do, like you throw, like housewives fucking splash each other with water bottles and wine and shit. You just throw it at her, and all you saw for like maybe 2 seconds is just steam. So again, I just want to stress that so that you understand and know how fucking hot how hot this water could have been. I'm not going to say could have been. But again, we all know the visual indicators that something is hot. Okay. So then you see the girls, of course, after the smoke fucking clears, you see the girls and they are obviously like getting the fuck up out of there. And then you see that same person who did it the first time come back with it again. And again, my visual indicator, I'm seeing the steam come off of it again. So she's all literally they're out of the store at this point, and she's still walking out towards the door to leave and throw more hot water on them. So what the girls are stating that this happened to, they're stating that they were basically, the head nod conversation was that the order was wrong, right? Okay. So I don't know what happened in between, why you couldn't get me another taco. and then you trying to give me third-degree burns, because these girls were severely burned. We don't have any like pictures or anything, but they went to the hospital immediately after. And yeah. So they are getting sued. They are looking for more than $1 million in costs and damages, because they are saying in the suit that Taco Bell and workers at the restaurant displayed gross negligence and hiring negligence that set motion for the attack to happen, right? Because I don't really know where the disconnect happens between you got my order wrong and you giving me third-degree burns. I have a real problem with that. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure we'll hear more about this as we get into it. But yeah, I mean, because listen, if it's one, let me pull back, right? Let me tell y'all, as a person, I don't work in fast food, but as a person that still works in like customer service sucks now. Like, as a person that, like, for real, like every time that I go into my job, like I'm for sure like giving all of my personality, like doing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working for every fucking tip dollar that I get, right? Cool. But there are times, and specifically in fast food now, and this is, when I say now, I'm talking post original OG shutdown, right? So, because we've had some other like soft closures and stuff like that, but I mean, from the time that we were all like in the house and we weren't supposed to be leaving, and it was like fucking ghost towns outside, right? Ever since everything's opened back up, customer service just fucking sucks. And I know that it has a lot to do with people not wanting to go back into jobs, and that leaves room for people that don't know the jobs or not really like suited for the jobs to like be doing the jobs, right? And well, they're the ones doing the jobs now, and I don't know that that's fair to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cuz like, I don't know, but fast food in particular. And the reason I bring that up is that since the reopening of everything, I have personally been a victim of terrible fucking drive-through etiquette and fucking order fulfillment. Like a bunch, I work late. So some nights I come home and it's pretty late, or I'm on my way home, it's pretty late, and I'll go grab the kids something if they're still up and hungry, or if I'm hungry. So those are my experiences. And like, I know, and I'm talking guys from a town that used to be open 24 hours for everything, right? So for me, like 11 o'clock isn't late for me to want something from you when you're in your uniform. And okay, it doesn't matter. This isn't about me. But the point I'm saying is that the likelihood of an order being wrong in this climate is so fucking likely that I don't understand how we got from you didn't get my order right to like making me a burn victim. So obviously this is a person that obviously was hired out of necessity and not out of like skill, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like it is a skill, and people can talk shit about people who work in the food industry and shit like that. You can talk all the shit you want, but the ones that like do their job well, like they do their job well because they have a skill where they're able to communicate with people, right? They're able to come to common ground, resolve resolutions. Like, that is a skill. And people are in these positions and they don't have that, to what to me seems like a very basic skill, but obviously it's not, right? So I don't know. So they're seeking $1 million in damages. I'm sure they'll probably get it. Ben Crump is on the case, so you know how that goes. And let's move on. Speaking of people in fucking trouble, please tell me you guys saw that video floating around of the sinkhole in the swimming pool in Jerusalem. First of all, talk about making me weary about ever going to another pool party again. Like, okay, if you guys haven't seen the video, it is a huge, I would say a pretty huge fucking pool, right? Like when I'm thinking about like depths and shit, like it was pretty fucking deep, okay? Like so deep that like when the water was out, like people were at the bottom of the pool and like there was still a lot of like pool wall like above and around them. Like, so it will seem like a very deep ass fucking pool to me. Okay. So it's a pool. This is before it's empty because something obviously happens. So it's a pool and everybody's fucking using it. It's mad floaties. People are just chilling. It's literally a pool party. There's people hanging off the sides with their feet in the water. Everybody's just chilling. And then all of a sudden, there's no fucking like sound or maybe I couldn't hear it. I don't know. There wasn't any sound or nothing. It just all of a sudden it was like somebody took a plug and unplugged the fucking pool, but like at a like really fast pace. One person died. Like he got sucked into that and then died because they couldn't get him out. There was other people in the pool. Luckily, nothing happened to them. But like, it's just the bottom of the pool like just gave out in the middle, and everything kind of just started to like vortex, fucking like Bermuda Triangle down that shit. That shit was very terrifying and scary. And I definitely was like, "Ooh, do I want to go to this pool party on Wednesday?" Like, oh, I don't know. But it turns out that these people may not have had permission to have this pool. So yeah. So they're getting in trouble. They're both like over 60, I think, the owners of this house. And they were arrested like after it happened, and then they got released to like super strict house what do you call it, house arrest rules or whatever. It's possible because they didn't have a proper license or anything to build that pool, that they might be charged with death by negligence, or death by negligence. So I don't know how much time that means over there, but it's very crazy. But it's just if you guys haven't seen it, literally just Google fucking sinkhole pool, and I feel like you'll probably find it. Like it, I've never seen any shit like that in my whole life, like ever, and that shit was insane. Okay, so let's move on. Speaking of things that are insane, okay, so imagine your kid is a dork. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine your kid is a fucking dork, right? And he plays chess. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. People who play chess are fucking geniuses. That's why I can't play that shit. Okay, so imagine your kid is a fucking genius. And he knows how to fucking play chess. Congratulations, Temmie. He goes to like a contest, right? Because he's like so good. Your kid is such a dork. He's like the third. These are the top 30 best chess players in your whole country, okay? Listen, okay? All right. And he goes to this fucking tournament, and on the tournament there's like these tables, and there's 4 chess setups on like each corner, right? And in the middle it's like a hole, and there's an arm coming out, and it's like a robot arm, right? And I guess it's the other player, right? So it's moving, it takes its turn, then you take your turn, and you take your turn, blah blah blah. Okay, so the robot arm plays with 4 people at the same time, I think, or something like that, or I don't know. Anyway, but that's what it looks like to me. The video only shows the part where the situation happens, but there's 3 other setups and 3 other kids on these other corners of this table. So I'm positive that the robot arm takes his turn and then goes or whatever. So let me try. All right. So a 7-year-old kid was playing in this at the Moscow Chess Open. Like, what is that? Okay, it's obviously a competition for all the chess hotties. Okay, all right. So the video is, I should just start showing you the shit, but I won't. It's hard to watch. I mean, it's not like bloody or anything, but it's hard to watch. But the robot arm broke this kid's fucking finger. Like, they saying fracture, but that motherfucker has to be broke. So they're saying, I'm gonna tell you what it looked like to me, okay? Do you want me to tell you what it looks like to me first? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what they said happened. So they said that the child made a move, and after that, it is necessary to give time for the robot's response, but the boy hurried and the robot grabbed him. And he grabbed him for like 30 seconds, but and was holding on to his little tiny 7-year-old dork finger until the 3 grown-ups had to help get him unattached. It also felt like it took 2 seconds for somebody to come up, and for a nigga that has his finger clamped, that seems like y'all took a long time to come get me. But so from their response, it sounds like the robot tried to murder him because he thought that he was trying to take his turn. Because it says the child made a move, and after that, it's necessary to give time for the robot's response, but the boy hurried and the robot grabbed him. I just feel like this little nigga didn't get to top 30 of the best chess players cheating, right? So I don't really know that I believe y'all story. Now I'm gonna tell you what it looks like to me. It looks like this fucking robot made a move, right? And then literally as the boy is trying to make a move, the robot just that's what it looks like to me. And I could be wrong. I'm not a robot playing arm expert. Okay, wait. I'm looking at it again right now. Okay, so the robot takes a piece, moves, and takes one of his pieces, or he knocks one of the boy's pieces down, because I don't know how to play chess. And then he's going to put the boy's thing in the little box, where you move it off the table. And then I guess the robot was then trying to finish his move, and the little boy was, okay, maybe they're right. Maybe that is what happened. So it looks like the little boy was trying to move at the same time that the robot was trying to complete his move. But here's the thing: why would the robot stop making his move and then attack the other player? Even if this is another robot arm, that would cause a problem. Anyway, so I don't know. I think the mother should just sue chess, the whole record company and staff. I mean, he's gonna be okay. I'm surprised it didn't come off. But they did say that they're probably gonna have to think about strengthening protection so that a situation doesn't happen like that. So make him not grab it so hard next time. So fucking stupid. Okay, let's move on. Speaking of things that aren't supposed to happen, $10 million worth of jewelry was stolen from a Brinks tractor trailer. They're saying it's estimated right under 10 million, but it was parked at a remote Southern California rest stop, and I guess they had been traveling overnight from a show in San Francisco, and they were moving down to the LA area for another event. So it's like a jewelry and gem show. So they're like put everything in the thing and move it from one place to another place, and they have the same show that they had up there down there, right? So from where the jewels started and where they ended up being at the time of theft was about 375 miles away. And they don't know if the person might have followed them from San Francisco, or if it's just somebody who just happened to be driving past the truck stop and just happened to see it. And then was like, fuck it, let's do that shit. So what do we know about Brinks, right? These motherfuckers always have a armed guard. Not even like at least two of them. I've seen 3, like, so at least 2 of them. Both of these motherfuckers took themselves and their guns and went to go eat. I guess at this truck stop at about 2 a.m. And then when they came back, they reported the theft. Like, so here's the thing though, right? Like, I've never in my whole life not seen a Brinks truck guarded. Like, so the fact that like both of y'all left makes me feel like y'all had something to do with it. I'm not gonna lie. I want to be upfront and like tell the truth here, and I think that you guys did it. I think that y'all left it unattended so somebody could do that, because it just really doesn't make sense to me. Like, because it's a truck stop. It's not like Benihana. So whatever you got, you could have got for him, and y'all could have ate that shit in the truck. Like, right? Like, am I tripping? Like, you could have still been parked and ate in the truck, but then if somebody was trying to break into your truck, both of you and your guns would have been there, right? Like, I don't want to tell people how to do their jobs. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. So they are releasing an or they're obviously doing an investigation. They haven't released any suspect information. They are very confused at how the lock was broken, which indicates to me that is not an easily breakable lock, which again makes me feel like the niggas that were driving it has something to do with it. And I could be wrong, I guess, but we'll find out. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, poor Martha. Poor Martha. Okay, so I don't know if y'all be following Martha and her pets. No, I'm just playing. I don't either. But like a couple months ago, like she had to put one of her dogs down or her cat. Was it her cat? It might have been her cat. I don't know. Anyway, one of her animals killed another animal. So I don't remember. Hold on. Oh yes, her cat was killed by her dogs. And yeah, I don't know what the beef was that day, but they were like, we're sick of your shit, Princess Peony, and we're getting rid of you. So they had she's just like gotten over that this a couple months ago. And now a fucking coyote attack killed 6 of like her 21 peacocks. Like, her other peacocks are fine, but like, oh my God. Like, first of all, who like, what spirit in the animal world like has it in for you? Like, why are you losing so many of your like feathered and furry loved ones? Like, what's happening here? Martha, do you owe people money? Like, what's happening, girls? Is some Orange is the New Black, like somebody's blackmailing you from like the insiders? Like, what's happening, girl? But anyway, I mean, I don't know how you like tame coyotes to go do some shit like that. But yeah, man, like, got fucking killed by coyotes and shit, and now she's gotta like rethink her whole like fucking peacock setup. Why you got like, isn't that a lot of peacocks to have? Like isn't there like a maximum amount of like peacocks before it becomes annoying? But anyway, she posted on Instagram, RIP beautiful blue boy, right? And that's fine. And she's just saying that the coyotes came in broad daylight and devoured him and 5 others, including the magnificent white boy. And girl, why are you naming your peacock white boy? Like, And I was like, damn, they killed her nephew too. Like, what happened? Like, oh my God. But I guess she called them by the, I don't know. Like, I thought all peacocks was like blue and like green and shit. I thought they was white when it was a girl. So it really is white girl. I don't know. Anyway, so now she just, said on Instagram, like, don't worry, my other ones are safe, blah, 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 blah. But she'll be all right. She rich. Really, it's like, okay, you could cage in the peacocks, but like, what the fuck y'all gonna do about these coyotes? Like, ooh, I don't know, but that's what we get though, because a lot of these places, like my town included, we start to build too close to the mountains, like where these fucking animals like belong, and then be mad when they come and kill your chihuahuas and shit. So you just gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. So I don't know. All right. Speaking of animals, oh my God, guys, this is probably the one that hits home the most for me. There's been a murder. Okay. I know I've like talked about other things being killed already, but at Birmingham Zoo in Alabama, right? There's a lioness. Her name was Achille. She was born in 2005 in Colorado, and then she moved to Birmingham when she was 2 years old. Okay. She had babies with the man of the love of her life. Okay. I can't remember his name, but he was the love of her life. Okay. And he passed on to where fucking Mufasa and everybody else go when they die. Right. And then, she was on her own for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And then they were like, and then her friends, the zookeepers, was like, girl, you got to get out here and be dating. Like, go date, sis. Go date. So they introduced her to this nigga named Josh. And you guys understand, right, why that is close to my heart. Like, so they introduced her to a nigga named Josh, right? And Josh comes in, he's so fine. He's so handsome and so funny and like so smart, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, like playing or whatever and like having a good time, but they haven't been like really like super introduced to each other. Like we give distance, stuff like that. And they just been like, oh, hey, like my name's Josh. Oh, hey, what's up? My name's Achille. And then, whatever, like, oh, what's your sign? So like that, right? So the day comes, finally, where they're about to meet for the first time. And she's excited. I'm sure she had her girl do her hair or whatever. And this nigga, Josh, kills her within minutes of being in close proximity to her. What kind of murderous psychopath are you right now, Joshua? Like, I cannot even deal with this. Like, I don't even know if I told him that like this was a story. I feel like I did tell him, but like, can I trust you? Like, I'm joking, but and then it fucking kills me because okay, boom. Let's say this was like me and Josh, right? And this nigga just mauls me like in the first time we ever meet, right? He's gonna get in trouble, and nobody's gonna be like, oh, we're still taking care of Josh, or whatever, like that. But then they do it to Achille, and now she's like mauled the fuck up, right? And then this nigga Josh, they're quoting in the thing, Josh is fine and will continue to receive the excellent care he always receives. He doesn't deserve, okay? He doesn't fucking deserve. Are you joking me? Achille was out here living her life. And honestly, I hope that those zookeepers feel bad because she was minding her black ass business. And they brought this nigga in here and he was very charming and real cute or whatever. And then he just comes in and just eat her the fuck. Like, what? Oh my God. And they're still taking the care of this nigga. Like, okay. And I said she was on her own and single and not ready to mingle for 2 years, but it was actually just one. But whatever, that's not the point. So fuck Josh, the lion, not the dude. And let's move on. Okay, guys, a TikToker is suing hotels.com. I'm going to try to give you the black girl version of what's happened. But basically, a TikToker went to book a hotel at hotels.com, and I guess they double booked him or whatever. And he says that it was like an expensive hotel or whatever. And so he didn't read the fine print. So I used to be a travel agent, right? And so I worked for a third party, right? So you would call me, or you would call Expedia. Really, I worked for Travelscape Inc. But anyway, so you would call Expedia. Okay, so not talking to me, right? Because I was like top. Anyway, so normally when you call these places or you go on these websites, hotels.com, expedia.com, whatever like that, they are providing you rates and information of hotel properties, right? But then those hotel properties have different guidelines and like things that they will and won't do's and like no exceptions that are different from what Expedia or hotels.com might offer you. So if you come to me and say, hey, I'm trying to book this really expensive hotel for my family, and I'm like, cool, I got you. The first thing I would always do is be like, I know my rules and regulations, right? Like I know what our company would and wouldn't allow, right? But it would be important for me before I provided options, before I sent over trip, like we would call them like trip blueprints. Before I would send that over to you, I would make sure that I verbally told you, hey, I know that we do refunds and things like that, but once this is booked, this hotel or this property or this whatever won't accept like that. Their terms trump our terms, right? Because essentially it's their property, you know what I'm saying? Like we're taking out some of the legwork for you, but like that has nothing to do with like what the hotel wants, right? Okay, so I just wanted to like preface that because I understand what he's saying, but he's wrong and he's being really white about it. But so a man on TikTok, like I said, he booked a hotels.com reservation for an expensive hotel. And I guess when he went there, they double booked the room. The room was double booked. Now, okay, see, y'all, I'm gonna really end up telling y'all like really how stuff is really supposed to work, or like at least how things worked when I was in this industry, right? So let me finish telling you the story and then I'll tell you all that. So he was double booked and he ended up having to stay somewhere else, and he wanted a refund. So he called hotels.com, and hotels.com advised that unfortunately that hotel doesn't accept refunds. And that's something, see, and when you take out the travel agent and you're putting yourself in that place of the travel agent, then you have to do your due diligence to make sure that you understand and read all terms and conditions. So when you skip that and you kick out the middleman and you go to these websites yourself, sure, because you can, like, and everybody does, but then when you have these like little like nuances that happen, it's because you don't know really that you should, because nobody reads fine print. But like when it comes to this shit, like hotel properties and stuff like that, you have to fucking read that shit, because no matter what the website says or what our website says, the hotel's rules are the fucking hotel's rules, like, and they trump all other rules. So he called and they're like, say, I'm sorry, hey, I'm sorry. It gets escalated, and they basically resolve the issue. Because I've also been on like I've also had a role of like corporate customer relations, where like sometimes there is no resolution and there are just some things we're not going to budge for, and they didn't budge for that. And it's because you took out the middleman, the person that is trained to tell you these things that you chose not to read. So he's now going to take them to small claims court, and he like showed on the TikTok that he's like making that progress or whatever. And he's just being really white about it. So this is what I would have done, right? So you're double booked, but you're at the hotel, right? So the first thing you want to do is see if they have any openings. Like, is it even possible for me to have my room moved? I feel like, okay. When you get to, like, stuff escalated, customer service things escalated, like the people on the other end are only, they have a lot of resources, but they're only going to offer what the company, like, at the end of the day, we have to, as much as we bend that sometimes, for the most part, we have to stay in a line with the company's policies, right? So if it's a hard no, and it's a hard no, like in black and white, like in our policies and shit, it's a hard no. But, and this is the part where that hard no turns into let me see, right? Is because, okay, so you go to the place, the room is double booked. I'm going to ask if there's another room, right? If there's another room available, comparable, or even like less, because if you need a fucking room, you need a fucking room, and this is obviously where you want to stay. Okay. You find out that it is, then you don't leave. If there's like a way for them to like hold a reservation for you at the front desk until you get off the phone, so that somebody else doesn't walk up and take that room that's available, whatever the case. But you would want to then call Expedia, hotels.com, whatever, and then say, hey, you guys double booked me for this room. Here's my reservation. I am at the hotel. I've talked to them, and they do say that they have another room that is the same price or even less. Whatever the case may be, that's what you tell them. And then now you're giving that person who's the issue's been escalated to something to work with. Because, like, if the policy is the policy and the policy is the policy, then I can't do anything. But if the policy is the policy, but like you've done, like you're giving me something to work with, so I can talk to whoever I have to talk to work with, or email the other person I have to work with, or now that justifies me being able to be like, oh, I'll just move the reservation stuff over. Like, so that way there's no change of funds. There's like no, like, because that's really where it gets tricky. If like it's no refunds or anything, like you can't really give those funds are gone, right? So if there's a ways that you can like fucking tiptoe around those and still make that work, that's what I would have done. If I got double booked at a place, like that's what I would have done. And I would have called, and I would have probably gotten somebody that was willing to work out some type of resolution, whether it be in that hotel or just removing those funds to a different property. But I don't know if that's how stuff works anymore. It's been a while since I've been in that shit. But I know if that happened to me, that would be the step. Those would be the steps that I would take in hopes that somebody would do that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it was just real white. I just want to share that with y'all. Okay. And then finally, guys, speaking of real white, because I don't know who else would be doing this. I mean, I guess it's a bunch of niggas over there too, but the Yeezy Gap store they're promoting it. I don't know if it's like happened yet. I think it happened. It's at Times Square, and I guess that's something that they've been wanting for a long time. I don't really care about Yeezys and his fucking monotone fucking clothing and shit. But I thought it was interesting because there's not like racks. Like, it's just big ass plastic bins filled with stuff. And it's not labeled. You don't know what any of the stuff is. You have to like literally look through everything to even see what's in there. Maybe they'll have your size, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll have what you're even looking for, maybe they won't. You literally don't know until you've dumpster dived. Like, this nigga really, he's literally trying to make you guys homeless. Like, he's making y'all into hobos. Like, y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see that he's fucking removing the color out of your clothes and shit. Like, you've been like laying in the fucking street, and that's like all of his colors are like fresh laying on the street, or I've been laying on the street. Like those are the color types that Yeezy has for his fucking clothing collection. So he has you wearing these fucking dingy colored clothes, right? And these like it just looks so fucking weird. And now he has you guys like literally dumpster diving for clothes. Like what? And it's ugly. Like I don't even understand. I wish I had the eyes that y'all have to like really see and understand fashion, because like I don't fucking get it. Like I don't get it. I'm not doing that. This is he's literally making y'all go shop at Ross, like, but worse. Cause like at least like if you spent all that time digging into like a fucking Ross rack, at least you might find a cute shirt. You're not gonna find anything here. Like I mean, unless you like wearing this shit, then I guess you would. But it is just so ridiculous. It's literally like he's making people shop the same reason people don't like shopping at like TJ Maxx and shit like that, because everything isn't super organized and it's just hung on the racks. And this is fucking worse because it's literally just in big ass. You know what the bags look like? You know that fucking material that IKEA's like shopping bags are made out of, like the bags that you take back to fill up or whatever. It's literally looks like it's made of that same shit. It's big ass IKEA shopping bags filled to the fucking brim with just like brown and black and like dingy colored clothing. And I just don't understand why you guys are drinking his Kool-Aid. But yeah, so and then he doesn't even, it's not even the whole line. And then like he's like, oh, you gotta go to the store and see what's in the store because some of that shit ain't gonna be online. Like, oh, okay, great. So you like forcing these niggas to dumpster dive. Like, cannot, and I will not, and I shall not. And that's the fucking end of the show. It's time for the one up for the week, guys. I kind of have one this time. Just, remember that you're the only person that can define you, right? No one else has that fucking privilege or that right. And also know that like whoever that is or whatever that looks like to you, that's okay. It always takes courage to grow up and be who you really are. So I'm proud of you guys. And thank you guys for stopping in. It's been fun as always. This is episode 148 of Shenanigans with Friends. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, so fun. So fun. All right, guys. Bye.